Hi, I apologize for the lighting. We have some weird after thunderstorm skies, and I can't find a good place for lighting. But I just wanted to answer or respond to this comment with yes and no. This comment is accurate to an extent, but not really. So let's get into it. I will agree to a certain extent in terms of on paper, teachers, they get time off with holidays and summer vacation, but it's not 100% free time. It's also not paid time. But in terms of it being a lot of family time, there are a lot of things depending on that. For example, it depends upon the school you're at and your principal. For example, my husband worked at a high school where the principal believed that the teacher is on call 24/7 for their students and the parents. So for example, if a parent emails you 10 o'clock at night, you should have your phone set to get notifications so you respond to that email immediately. If a parent patches through a phone call to you and they want to speak to you on the weekend, you take that phone call. If they want a virtual conference and it is early morning or late evening past your contract hours, you take it. If a student is emailing you with questions 2 o'clock on a Sunday, you take it. And this counts if a parent contacts you Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Passover, Hanukkah, anything, you respond. So my husband was there for 3 years. So his days off and holidays sometimes were pretty jammed with communicating with families and students because they are available to do so. He would be on his phone responding to emails late at night, after dinner, during the week when those are not his contract hours. But then the school he taught at after, the principals had very strict boundaries for her teachers saying, no, you only respond during your contract hours. You don't respond during holidays and things like that. So yes and no to things like that. Again, depends on your principal and what they expect of their teachers. Also, since a lot of school safety issues since post-COVID, there have been non-stop policy changes, which means that there are training programs and seminars and orientations, and they were scheduling those when my husband was still a teacher. They were scheduling those during summer vacation, when you're not getting paid. So you're essentially going into work and or doing these things from home on a laptop, unpaid, on your vacation. And like I said, that became more common after some school safety issues and then post-COVID with policy changes. So my husband's last summer before he was no longer a teacher was spent doing some of those things, and it was frustrating because it was essentially unpaid work. Not to mention that teachers use the breaks to catch up on certification or recertification, and they use the summers to get, if they are allowed to, get into their classroom, to work on their classrooms, to do planning and communicate with their principals and admin about this, that, and the other thing. So the potential and possibility is there for a lot of family time, but a lot of it depends on your school, your principal, your district, what's being implemented, and if you're up for recertification and all of that type of thing. So it's just different than it was and now. And it was frustrating when he was a teacher because he put in so much extra unpaid time. Whereas now he accumulates it for potential time off in the future. He just doesn't have the opportunity to use it. On the flip side, if he needed to use any of his paid time off days when he was a teacher, no questions asked. Some schools required you to find your own substitute, others didn't. But if he needed the day, he could get the day. And that's not the case now. So there's pros and cons to both sides of this story. But I think there is this misconception that teachers get so much time, and it's not true to some degree. It just depends upon your teaching situation. And my husband experienced a lot of both sides of the coin, of was essentially on call all the time to not being on call, and then changes to the district requiring more of his time unpaid. It's the same and different all at the same time. So yeah, but we're trying here. Thank you for the comment though, because I enjoy having these conversations. I hope y'all are doing well.